Okay, so here we have the Intrepid. It's a 1993 Intrepid. It's essentially a base Intrepid with an optional 3.5 liter 24 valve V6. I've already popped the hood there, that's not body damage. Have a look here under the hood. So there's a 3.5 liter V6 right there. It's a strong motor. Okay. The only thing that needs doing on this engine mechanically, is probably the harmonic balancer. It's a bit wobbly, but other than that, it's a sound engine. I've done the valve cover gaskets before, but you can see that having been sitting around, these seals were done as well. But they do degrade, and they degrade quite quickly anyway, so I'm not worried about that. It's not a big deal. Just take these nuts off and replace the seals underneath the O-rings. It's not a big deal. You do that anytime you do the valve cover gaskets anyway. So any damage, any actual body damage on this car was done long before I owned it. Okay, this plastic composite fender. What I did was the original Intrepid that I had kept. I don't know if you can, no, there you go. I kept the front right fender. Okay, now the main reason why I'm asking for donations is if we look down here, you can see that there's quite a bit of rot. Now it's easy to get rocker panels for this. Okay, but the rocker panel actually ends about here, and then this is the bottom of the lower quarter panel, so that needs some attention as well. The back of the car is actually in good nick, there's no problems there. See, there's a little more cancer there. When I bought the car, this was here. It hasn't progressed very much, but it needs to be done, obviously. And looking inside the car here. Okay. The interior, it's okay. It hasn't had a cleaning in a while. Moisture buildup has caused a little bit of rust to form there. The top of the sills here, rock solid, there's no problems there. It's mostly just the rocker panels. Okay, and as we go in the back here, you can see there's some parts and stuff. We've got a trunk load of parts. Normally I wouldn't leave that much weight in the back of the car, but the shocks and struts, springs all need doing on the car anyway. So what we're going to do here is just get in. One of the things I like most about this car is the interior. Now, oddly enough, the battery's gone flat. I have to get a charger on that. I just started it not that long ago and take the battery lead off, so it must just be the cold air coming in. It's made the battery go flat. That's never good, but nothing we can do about it now. Just throw a charger on it and we'll get it started for you another time. Needs a windshield eventually. I believe it's the original, and it has some etching and it's in pretty bad shape. But I know a guy, windshield guy Ernie. He's a pro. He'll come right to the house and do it. It's not a problem. He actually put a windshield in the other Intrepid, but it's too bad that it won't start. We'll get the charger on it. The alternator's new. The only thing is a bit of oxidization on it from sitting. Okay, a little lime it looks like. Mostly just brushes off. It's not a big deal. There's a spare starter for this, a spare alternator. Quite a few spare parts actually. in the back here. Okay, so a melee of parts here. Okay, so we've got, well, that's like a vacuum line. We've got part of the engine harness, okay, from the old Intrepid. This is the engine harness that goes to the transmission section of it and whatnot. An idler pulley, EGR tube, or, you know, got a fuel rail here. Now, obviously, it's been sitting. The actual injectors are probably no good. I'm not worried about that. I took it for the fuel rail in case the other one rots. Okay, so not a big deal. Plug wires from the old one, and as you can see, there's quite a few boxes here. So there's assorted parts, tail lights, tail light lenses, and whatnot. So there are quite a few parts for this car to keep it going for some time. But this is everything that symbolizes freedom for me. You can see there's no rot in the fuel door. Okay, like I said, it's mostly the rockers, but it's an extremely expensive fix, and that's why we're asking for donations. I guess me and the car. But and this has just shown up in the past few months. Okay, that's only surface. It's extremely solid. Okay, door's locked. Okay, it's faded. Okay, it's sun faded. The trim all needs to be done. Actually, looking here now, you can see the seal. It's not the original windshield. Not a big deal anyway. Yeah, all this trim needs to be done. This trim here is just plastic, okay, and after years and years and years it peels, so that needs to be done. So that's the Intrepid, and like I said, there's no rust anywhere on the body except typically the sills or the rocker panels, and that's about it. So I'm just gonna close that gently. I'm always gentle with this car unless I'm on the road with it. I can drive aggressively, but that's part of just loving and enjoying this car. It needs tires, of course, but eventually we're just going to swap the rims out, you know, with some aftermarket ones and some wider tires, a different offset. So thank you again. Any and all donations. We're going to start tearing this car down early spring next year. And by we, I hope me and some other people that want to give a hand. And we're going to put it back together. It needs obvious body work done. It's going to be stripped down almost 100%, go to the body shop. But, of course, the monetary values are very important to getting that done. And I thank you very much. See you soon.